day that the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition is featuring a plus-size model, I was like, the fuck?
Okay, see, I think you're a little confused here, Nicole. In your last video on the matter, you said that your beef is only with people who are actually obese, and because their weight is adversely affecting their health.
Obese. That means you are so fat, you are affecting your own health. But I'm really fucking selfish, and I want to keep you around. And I'm not saying all this to be an asshole, I'm saying this because your friends should be saying it to you.
Does anyone else smell the bullshit in the air? She's trying to convince us that she only made the video out of genuine concern for the health of fat people. That somehow, by ridiculing them through comedy, she was actually looking out for their welfare. Well, if that was the case, then why would she give two shits about a non-obese person making it onto a cover of a fucking magazine? Seriously, why is she personally offended by this? If all she cares about is promoting people's health, why should it matter that a relatively healthy person is on a magazine cover? Surely depicting a more realistic figure such as this might have a positive impact on people trying to lose weight, giving them a more achievable target to aim towards. You'd think that she'd support something that might give people encouragement and improve their self-esteem, but no, of course not. It's just more proof that all she really wants to do is shit on a group of people in order to satisfy her own ego. Just don't come here trying to convince us, Nicole, that you have some sort of higher motive of helping people in mind. Because it's clear you have some sort of vendetta against fat people and you're just relentless against them.
I see how you bitches spun that shit, because I never talked about beauty. I talked about caloric intake.
Oh yeah, no, you only looked at it from a purely medical point of view. I mean, you didn't take any cheap cracks at fat people at all.
They were so fat that they're that standing sweat fat. Crisco was coming out of their pores like a fucking Play-Doh fun factory.
So basically, you just said that they're disgusting based on their fatness. Once again, don't pretend that you came at this from a purely altruistic medical point of view.
But Sports Illustrated swimsuit models are the mecca of physical perfection when it comes to modeling.
Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You do realize that the idea of conventional beauty is purely a social construct, right? It changes drastically over time and across cultures. I mean, what is considered beautiful in one part of the world can be seen as butt ugly in another. Beauty is not some universal standard that can be applied across the board. It is whatever your community defines it to be. We happen to live in a society that is currently obsessed with thinness above all else. And yeah, protagonists and heroes are almost exclusively portrayed as being tall, thin, with smooth, flawless skin, luscious locks of hair. What you're trying to say here is that this is the only form of beauty that can exist and that it should be perpetuated across media in the absence of other forms, such as this particular Sports Illustrated cover. And that's nonsense.
Plus-size girl in a sports magazine that celebrates athleticism?
So you're saying that being plus-sized automatically means you aren't physically fit? I draw your attention to the example of the Williams sisters. Yeah, they are both large, but I defy you to tell me that they aren't at the peak of their physical fitness.
The truth is, if she worked out a little bit more, she wouldn't be plus-size anymore.
Well, that practically doesn't make any sense because the standards in modeling are such that even perfectly healthy individuals are considered plus-sized. The window of acceptability is so narrow that I dare say the vast majority of people are going to be considered above, even after losing some weight.
What's wrong with having a physical standard for something? Rockets are tall!
The problem is that people outside this narrow group may never feel like they can attain true beauty, because society is constantly bombarding them with imagery of an almost impossible ideal. So strive as they might, they may never be able to achieve it, and thus will continue to drown in a sea of inadequacy. So you ask what's wrong with having a physical standard? Well, the psychological effects of negative body image are well documented. When you have people who literally starve themselves or vomit out what little food they eat just to slip into some tiny clothes, you know that you got a fucking problem. When you have people who are paralyzed with low self-esteem to the extent that they can't even step out of their homes without the thought of being judged on their appearance. That's a terrible state of affairs. And you think there's no problem with the perpetuation of the concept of ideal beauty in media? I mean, come on.
Why was there something wrong with being a thin, tall, blonde girl with big boobs? I might be partial, but
Nobody is saying there's something wrong with that. What people are contesting is the idea that this is the only form of beauty. And it doesn't help when it's pretty much the only thing that's represented out there in the media, does it? So we're just asking for other things to be put up there. Look, the whole point is to eradicate this toxic view that in a richly diverse species comprised of billions upon billions of individuals, that beauty only comes in one form. Like, do you not see how seriously stupid that is? And who are you to shove your own subjective view of it down the throats of other people? Even within the same culture, people view different traits and physical characteristics as desirable. You can't just fit it all into one box. Yeah, thanks for tuning into this video. Let me know what you thought of it down below. And if you'd like to see more of these, just tell me what you want me to do it on.